Hello guys, it's Algirdas with some quick playing tips today. And the topic for this video is going to be how to make your practice more efficient, how to make sure that you're always focused and etc. and how to be aware whether you're doing it right or not. And I'm gonna share with you two quick tips which I always use in my practice sessions to indicate whether I'm still focused and whether maybe I should take a break or continue on playing. Just to make one thing clear, nowadays I don't really get tired lips or etc. So it's gonna be an issue for a lot of players. So I'm gonna leave this aside. That's pretty much a no-brainer. If your lips are completely jammed, well, you should stop playing. I make sure that I pick the ranges for my practice session wise enough so I never get tired lips, and I don't try and go for it and kill it every single session. I probably do it at some points, but it's if I'm having run-throughs before my concerts. If it's a regular day, no crazy stuff, there's no need to. I know whenever time comes I can pull the trigger, it's not a problem. So the number one thing that I do from the get-go is making sure that whenever I pick the horn and I start playing the first note or the first melody or whatever, I have that same melody or the same note singing in my head. That is super important. First of all, it helps to open up your throat, because whenever you sing, that's a very natural way of producing sound, and it's kind of similar basics to what we do, except for we vibrate our lips and the singers vibrate their vocal strings. But the air movement and support is kind of the same. And it's much more natural for me to sing rather than actually vibrate lips. So I imagine that I'm singing. Also, it helps with your brain and your finger connection. So my finger accuracy is there, the notes are clear, and also it helps me to stay focused. So there's no way you can actually think about two different things. So if you're having a melody in your head, you're pretty much concentrated, you're good to go. There's no way you can think about some other stuff. You cannot think about your day-to-day problems or whatever you have to do like in 2 hours. You're purely focused on what you're playing. So whenever I do a couple of hours of those, or maybe an hour, depending on what my physical state or mental state is at the point, you'll notice that, including me, I notice that my brain usually shuts down. It's hard to keep concentration, and that's usually the point where I just warm down and call it quits for that session. Another thing which I also try to focus on a lot is my posture. Whenever I get sloppy with my posture, it's usually an indicator that I'm getting physically tired. And the thing with playing any brass instruments, we tend to get a little bit sloppy at some points, and it's a huge no-no. Because if you play with a sloppy posture, you can still produce the notes, but everything, breathing, everything is gonna feel different. So whenever you're in the concert situation and then you're standing straight and it doesn't feel the same. It's not, if you're practicing with sloppy posture, you're developing wrong habits, even though you can pull it off. It's not right. Whenever you're going to be in the performance, it's going to be a completely different sensation of how your chest opens, etc. And most people panic because they kind of feel great in the practice room, and whenever they go on stage, everything feels different. Their embouchure feels different, their breathing feels different. So I try to make sure that whenever I practice, even though I do most of my practice sitting, I kind of tend to imagine myself playing as close to performance situation, because at the end of the day, you're only as good as your last performance. So, okay guys, so hopefully these tips are helpful. If you have any questions, make sure to post them on my Facebook page, which I'm gonna post the link in the description box below. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. And as always, stay safe, work hard, and keep motivated. Till the next time.